South Korea announced a new set of unilateral sanctions on North Korea to complement the sanctions adopted by the United Nations last week and separate penalties announced by the U.S. and Japan. We now connect live to our Unification Ministry correspondent Connie Kim for details on the list of measures Seoul has decided on. Connie, what can you tell us?
Well, Daniel, South Korea's sanctions on North Korea focus on tightening existing financial and maritime sanctions against the regime. The announcement was made at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, about 3 hours ago from the Prime Minister's office. And the hope is that the new set of measures will discourage Pyongyang from developing its nuclear weapons program.
The government's measures on North Korea, along with the UN Security Council resolution, aim to raise awareness of individuals and organizations in third countries and keep them from contributing to the regime's nuclear weapons programs. We hope the measures will greatly contribute to blocking commodities related to North Korea from being smuggled into South Korea.
Now, the new sanctions can be summarized in 4 points. First, South Korea is blacklisting 40 individuals and 30 organizations. The individuals on the list include people who have contributed to North Korea's nuclear weapons development and those who have been involved in its weapons trade. Second, South Korea will ban all ships that stopped at North Korean ports within 180 days from making port entry in the south. Now, this comes on top of maritime sanctions imposed by Japan that also ban North Korean ships. Third, South Korea will strengthen its monitoring of exports and imports related to North Korea in order to block all North Korean products from coming into the country through another nation. To do this, Seoul will come up with a so-called watch list of products, though that hasn't been released yet. Last but not least, South Korea will urge South Koreans and Koreans living overseas to refrain from visiting private North Korean facilities, such as North Korean restaurants that rake in a substantial amount of cash for the regime.
Well, Connie, what about the Najin Hasan Logistics Project? The railway project was a pivotal part of President Park Geun-hye's Eurasia initiative.
Well, Daniel, unfortunately, the Najin Hasan Logistics Project, a symbol of trilateral cooperation between the two Koreas and Russia, will be suspended as South Korea will ban all vessels that have previously docked in North Korea. Now, Seoul had notified Russia on Monday that it'll withdraw from the project as it can neither allow the private consortiums involved to visit the north nor allow ships from North Korea to make port calls in the south. Now, with all of these measures, North Korea will no longer have revenue coming from railway and port fees. South Korea did say, however, it did review a resumption of the project if and when there is progress in North Korea's denuclearization. But as you can imagine, Russia won't be happy with Seoul pulling out of the project, so observers are keeping an eye on what the response from Moscow will be. Well, that's all I have for now, Daniel, but I'll have more updates in our later newscast. This has been Connie Kim reporting live from the Central Government Complex in Seoul.